I just picked up new makeup from Sephora and I want to play with them. I have a couple products by Marc Jacobs. Marc Jacobs came back with some beautiful makeup. I have a new foundation by Refi, Summer Fridays, new bronzer, Ilia concealer. I have a Natasha Denona eyeliner. So let's get started. I'm just going to moisturize my lips with my Power 28 Lip Jelly in Pistachio. Just add a little bit of moisture here. I do have a lip product by Marc Jacobs, so I'm excited. Let's start first with moisturizing the face. And I will use today my Fenty Skin sunscreen. It's a very nice hydrating cream slash sunscreen. It looks pink, but it's not pink on the face, as you can see. I added too much in my hair. I like applying this. I alternate between, this is kind of like a sunscreen. I already add sunscreen in the morning, but it doesn't hurt throughout the day to add more. And I like to add this or my Rode under any foundation I use. Okay, very nice, hydrating, good to go. Okay, so this is the new Refi Skin Base, and mine is the Simplifying. It's a skin tint in the shade 120C. So let's see how this looks. Oh, okay. So it's one of those that you see through as the product goes up. Then you'll see the bottle kind of emptying. Interesting. This is what the pump looks like. And it says Refi over here. Oh, interesting. So I guess you pump it and the product comes out here. Let's try. So I'm just going to pump the product out. So it has a spot here with some lines where you can just push and let's, there it is. I actually like this idea. I don't have to use my hand. So I'm going to use my sponge and work off of the product. This is a great idea. I didn't even know the packaging is like this. So I'm just going to use it with a sponge. I guess don't be afraid, because being a skin tint, it's probably not going to be super high coverage. Oh, I like that. So I've used that product that came out. It looks very nice and hydrating, but I want to go in with a brush as well. So I'm going to pump some more twice. I'm just going to go with this Refer LC03 and see how it looks with a brush. So it does look that with a brush, it's not as dewy as it is with a sponge, but it's okay. You can always use the sponge afterwards as long as the product looks great and applies beautifully with both a sponge or a brush. I'm just gonna go over everything with the sponge now. With the brush, and then I'm gonna go with the sponge. Definitely looks a lot more dewy when I first applied it with the dampened sponge than with the brush here. So I like it with both. To me, it looks a little bit more hydrating on this side, but let's go in with the sponge now on this side and see. Maybe in combination with the wetness from the sponge, it creates this more hydrating feeling. Oh, it looks really good actually. So what do you guys think? I like it. So let's just clean up so there's nothing left. I really love this idea how the product just sits here, because instead of just pumping it on the back of your hand, you have a station here where you can just pump it. I love that. It is plasticky, it's more lightweight, but it doesn't feel cheap or anything. So I actually love the packaging a lot. Let me see. Yeah, it does say 120C. And this is made in South Korea. Interesting. So I'm just going to leave it as this because we do have a new concealer today. Okay, so let's move on to concealer. This is a new concealer by Ilia. I do have to declutter most of my concealers. I did purchase some new ones and I love the shades. I love the formulas in my new ones that I got. This is in 4C Organza. So let's open it up and see. I heard really great things by Ilia. I do have a Ilia skin tint. I love the packaging. It's frosted glass. Maybe it's a harder plastic, I think. This one looks like skin, works like skincare. It's blurring, resisting to creasing for up to 12 hours, has caffeine, peptides, retinol, alternative C-phenol, which brightens, hydrates, firms, depuffs. Wow, there's a lot of great things. Okay, let me see where this is made to tell you. Oh, this is made in Italy. So I really love how the actual packaging looks like. That's the doe foot applicator. So let's see. Oh yeah, this is a good shade. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more here for extra coverage. I think that it looks okay. I don't think it's gonna look yellow. It's supposed to look more pink, but I think it's more of a neutral shade. It does provide coverage. So let me see it says 4C Organza. So I could have gone with a lighter shade, but I think this is a great product to use even as a foundation if you just want to like spot conceal and not use a foundation. I don't see it darkening anything. It's definitely not a brightening shade from what I see. Let's go in with a sponge here. It's more like my skin. So I don't see darkening or brightening. It just looks more like skin, which, you know what? Perfect. Because I do have some brightening. Some are really great to look like this. Sometimes I don't feel like wearing a foundation, and just adding a little bit of concealer all over the face and spreading it out, it makes it look really natural. So I really feel like it is lightweight. I don't feel it heavy. I don't feel it drying or creasing so far from what I see. I feel it like it provides enough coverage without adding too much coverage, making it look very natural. I'm happy with this actually. It looks really nice. So if you want to go for more of a brightening effect, go a shade lighter. I want to go into, what else do I have here? Bronzer. I have so many bronzers lately. So this is by Summer Fridays, and it is the Bronzer Butter Balm, and the shade I have is Sand. Let's see. I'm curious to see how this shade works. This is again a cream bronzer. You can use your fingertips, your brush, or your sponge. Apply where the sun naturally hits. Made in Korea. This is what the packaging looks like. It's so pretty. I love this color. And you have the bronzer shade on the back. And that's what it looks like. And we have a mirror here, and there's the bronzer. Ooh, this is pretty. We can just swatch it here and see. Oh yeah, I think that's a perfect shade. Okay, not too orange, not too cool tone. Let's go with this one. I'm gonna go with my Patrick Ta Face number 3 with this thick one. I'll zoom in just a little bit more so you can see. And I'm just gonna work off of the product and see how it looks when we apply it. I wanted something more, less intense, more natural looking. Yeah, that looks pretty. I do have my Chanel one, which that's one of my top favorites. Yeah, this one feels like a balm. It doesn't feel very slippery or very dewy. I think it's just the perfect amount actually. Look how pretty it is. I actually love the color. I have so many beautiful bronzers. I just cannot decide what I like. Oh, that is gorgeous. So I'm just gonna add a little bit on the nose. Let me know if you guys have tried any of these new products. I've seen them on the section new at Sephora, and I thought it's time to buy a full face of new products. With my decluttering, there's going to be a declutter, which I don't know if it's going to be before this video or after, of my foundations. I do want to declutter my concealers and get rid of some, but this product looks stunning. Very hydrating, and I heard really great things about Summer Fridays, just like I've heard of Ilia, so I did wanted to try this brand as well. Doesn't that look pretty? I think it looks really natural, perfect amount of bronze to the face. So far this is a great product too. Now let's move on to Marc Jacobs. You guys saw that Marc Jacobs came out with, I mean, he already had a brand, but new products. The brand is out there again. So blush. I picked up the blush in Self-Centered, the shade 111. Let's see where they're made, first of all. It's a lightweight blush, buildable wash of color. You can use it on your lip and cheek. I did purchase a lip product as well. Powered by daisy oil and hyaluronic acid. This is made in Korea as well. But I think the lipstick is made in Italy. I've seen it. Yeah, the lipstick is made in Italy. So interesting how brands... Oh, look at this. This is really pretty. I love the daisy flower and I love this color so much. I find it very exciting. I actually love when brands have this pop of colors. They just grab my attention. It says Marc Jacobs right there. Is it upside down? No, it's perfect. Marc Jacobs, it has this daisy flower, and when you open it up, there's the product. So the packaging is quite chunky. There's a little bit of product in here. You see this blush? It's quite little. Let's see how the amount we get in here. This is 0.21 ounces. That's all you get. So this is the actual blush that I picked up. Let's see. Wow, that's a beautiful color. So let's go with, I'm going to go with this Refer LC02, which is a smaller slanted brush, and work off of the product and see how it feels. Okay, it feels like the color pigment is there, hydration is there without being too slippery. So same like the bronzer, you see the color pigment, you see this beautiful shade on the skin. It blends without being patchy, without picking up the product underneath. And at the same time, you see the nice hydration it provides without being too slippery, you know, and too oily looking. So I think it's a great product. I actually love this type of formulas. I can use this on the lips as well and see. We do have a lip product, but I love when brands do that. And I guess they don't even have to market it as lip and cheek. When you buy a product like this, you can definitely try it on your lips too. I'm so happy. I love Marc Jacobs. I do have his old bronzer as well, the powder one. But yeah, I love this. It's quite chunky. The packaging, it's cute. A little bit harder to travel with because it's chunky for the amount of product you get. But the formula is amazing. I love it. Okay, let's move on to the eyes. And I'm going to use this Makeup by Mario Master Matte Long Wear Cream Eyeshadow in Sandstone. And just put this all over the eyelid. So I'll go with a BK Beauty 201. This is what I like to wear when I don't want to wear eyeshadow. So I just add this to the eyelid because it just provides a very nice veil of color. We had today here in Calgary a thunderstorm. Are you guys scared of thunderstorms? I'm really scared of being caught in bad weather when those dark clouds and when you hear the thunder, even though you should be scared of lightning, it really scares me. So luckily I was home and I was not out and about. But yeah, this color is so pretty. I'm starting to love it even more. Now I know that the actual formula is supposed to be a little bit more drying for the longevity of the product. So I didn't know that. But now that I know that my product is nothing's wrong with it, I'm actually happy with it. Okay, let's go in with this Natasha Denona Macro Tech eye crayon. And I have one like this in brown. And I picked one up in burgundy. It looks like this. This is made in Italy. And that's the color. So it doesn't look as burgundy. I'll bring it closer. Now it does look, right? But from afar, it looks like a dark brown black. It's a really nice crayon. You can smudge it. You can see it can smudge like that. How do I like to wear this? I usually like to add a V. But today I'm just going to wear it in my waterline and I want to see how that looks here. I normally don't put it in the waterline, but today I will because I don't have any eyeshadow, and I think this will give a pop of color. Like, look at that. So again, I've never worn this crayon in my waterline. I just wore it in the outer corner here, creating a small V. But what do you guys think? Do I like it? I think I like it more on the top lash line. I think it is quite plummy on the bottom. You guys like it? I don't know what to say if I like it in my bottom waterline, but we're gonna go for it. It's intense. It does emphasize my hazel eyes a little bit more, as you can see. I'm starting to like it. I don't know if I like that intense pink in it, but maybe I will grow to like it in the waterline. But other than that, it looks really nice. So I think it's gonna look really good with mascara. For mascara, I have my regular Urban Decay Tube Drop Mascara in the shade Black. This is a tubing mascara. So let's apply this, and then I'll be back with the new lipstick by Marc Jacobs. Okay, so here is a close-up of everything. The foundation, the eye look. What do you guys think? I think that the eye look turned out pretty nice. I think that the color match is really good. The foundation looks beautiful. I actually love the skin tint. I have no issues with it. I love how it looks. Anyways, I'll give you my final thoughts at the end. But yeah, this is a close-up. Let's move on to the lips now. Okay, for lips, here is the lipstick, and the shade I have is 102 Lips Don't Lie. That's pretty. Okay, let's open it up. Ooh. So this is not a daisy. This is a heart. I actually love the packaging. So again, you have Marc Jacobs right there. And this is a heart, and this is a daisy. I think they look really cute together. And let's try it out. So here is the color, Lips Don't Lie. It's a very nice neutral shade. I think for my lips, I match more of a cool tone. I think this is perfect, like a warm, coolish tone, not too warm. And I like that it's hydrating. So let's just add this to the lips with no other lip liner for now and see. Because it's more like a lip balm, it feels like. It has a very nice smell. It feels very hydrating. I actually love the color. I'm not a fan of buying lipsticks too much. I have my favorites, and but I wanted to try this one. First of all, because the packaging is really cute, but I think this lip color is really pretty. You can definitely add a lip liner if you want, but it feels more balmy. I wanted something more relaxing, not too sculpted. But I think, let's try this lip liner in Iconic Nude by Charlotte Tilbury. I think it will match really good. Let's add a little bit and define the lips a little bit more here. So definitely with a lip liner, it looks a little bit better, obviously, because the lips are defined. This lip color is so pretty. Okay, let's quickly go through the products and let you know my thoughts, if they're worth it or not. Okay, let's start with foundation. The Refi Skin Tint. It's a skin base. Skin base? What do you mean skin base? It's a skin tint. The Refi Skin Tint in 120C. This is a light coverage skin tint with a natural radiant finish. Definitely see that. So definitely love this invention, this packaging. You don't have to use your hand to apply the product. You can just pump it here and use the brush, use your sponge, use your fingers, whatever you prefer. I love how this feels on my skin. It feels lightweight. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything. It also feels like it provided enough coverage that I need. Not too much, but not too little. You can still see that my face is nicely evened out. And you don't feel like the product's gonna slip off. You know how skin tints are a little bit more slippery, a little bit more lightweight. This is lightweight, but in a good way. It still stays on your face like a foundation. So that's how I feel about it. First impressions. We'll see how it's gonna move forward, but so far I'm loving it. For the Ilia concealer, this is the Skin Blur Serum Concealer. I love that it's a 12-hour wear. It is lightweight, hydrating. It doesn't crease into your fine lines. Let's check. I have not touched my under eye area, and you can see that nothing is in there. I actually even forgot that I added concealer because of how great my under eye area looks. 4C Organza. It feels more like my skin color, my skin shade. So if you want a more of a brightening one, go lighter. But for me, I think I'm happy with this one. So definitely recommend this one. I'm happy with it. Ooh, the bronzer by Summer Fridays. This is in the shade Sand. And I love this shade. It does look wonderful on the skin. Not too red, not too cool tone, not too warm tone, just the perfect amount of bronze, just like when the sun hits your face. Also, it feels very balmy, but upon application, it feels like it dries down without making it look slippery or disappearing on your face. So that's a great thing about this product. Even though it's a balmy product, it feels like it's gonna last on your face longer than any other like stick or balm type of product. So yeah, loving this one as well. My Makeup by Mario eyeshadow, love this one. In Sandstone especially, I haven't tried any shade, but don't be afraid, this is not too light. You can see that it just adds a little bit of warmth to the eyelid. I think it's just a perfect shade. I will talk about Marc Jacobs blush. I love the packaging. It's really cute. I love the color. It's something that would attract my eyes when I go to the store. This is in the shade Self-Centered 111. And I think that this shade is just perfect for the lips and for the cheeks. That's why I picked this one up. If I want to use this on the lips, I think it's a great shade. So think about that when you buy this product or when you buy any type of blush in a stick. If you want to use it on the lips, make sure you pick a shade that you can use both on your cheeks and lips. And of course, the lipstick by Marc Jacobs is very, I love the color, the tint that it provides. And I love the, it's so chunky, but it's so cute and small inside. And I love the balminess and I love the shade. I love the shade so much. This is in 102 Lips Don't Lie. Pretty shade, right? And of course, my Natasha Denona eye crayon. This is the Macrotech eye crayon. I love this one. I love my brown one as well. Burgundy, I would have thought, I mean, burgundies, this feels very similar to my Makeup by Mario. I have one that's in the plum, so it's the same shade. I noticed that if I were to compare it to my YSL one, I think YSL lasts longer than this Natasha Denona eye crayon. I still love it, especially when you put in the waterline. It will last much longer, but if you were to create a wing, it could smudge throughout the day. You will still leave that darkness around the eye, but the eyeliner could eventually kind of disappear throughout the day. When you use this one, it's a little bit more balmy. But other than that, it looks beautiful. I still love it. I still create that nice V look. Okay, that's it. Those are my new products I just picked up from Sephora. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Let me know down below if you have any of these products, what you guys think. Thank you so much for spending your free time with me. I really appreciate it. I wish you all a wonderful day, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Love you guys. Bye.